day and welcome to the South African lawn. Today's episode we're going to extend on to last week's episode of how to mow like a pro, and today I want to go a little bit more in depth into the top 5 best mowing tips that I've got for you. Stick around. Okay, so firstly, I just want to give you a little bit of an update what has happened during the last couple of days since I shot the last video, and we've had heaps and heaps of rain. We've had 185 mils of rain in the last 8 to 9 days, which is hectically much. But in any case, the lawn is looking fantastic because of all the rain. I must say all that natural water is just popping my lawn at the moment, looking very good. But let's get on to the tips. Poof. Okay, let's go get the mowers, Laika. Or will you do it? No, it's probably me. Actually, I'm gonna get both of them. Okay, so now I want to introduce to you just a new, or not a new member, the other member to the family. I've obviously got a real mower, as you've seen in the previous episode, and I have got this one. Jeez, it's heavy. Which has got a rotary blade on it. It's not to say that the one's better than the other one. I just personally prefer the real mower, but in the future we'll do an in-depth comparison between the two, see which one is best or which one you like. Okay, so here's both of the mowers, and the first tip, or the first most important thing that I reckon regarding mowing, is the height of cut. So what is the right height of cut? I don't know. That happy medium you'll have to find out for yourself, and it'll depend on what grass type you have. It'll depend on what time of the year you're in. Are you getting a lot of water on it? All sorts of things, you know. Different grass types likes to be mown tall, other ones like or can handle a shorter cut, but in general I would always say mow taller. Your cylinder mowers don't cut as high, or is a much lower cut mower than your rotary mowers. These go up to about, I think, maximum 35 mils down to 5 millimeters all the way. And that goes from, I'm not too sure, I haven't measured yet, but goes from pretty low, I would say about 15 to 20 mil, up to about 60 or 70 mil, so that's much higher on average. Okay, so another mistake that I used to make, and I see a lot of people make, and that brings us to our second tip, is a mowing frequency. And that goes hand in hand with your height of cut, because if you mow more frequent, you'll get away with a lower cut. I used to always let the grass grow for a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then I would just take a heap off of the grass. And we know the 1/3 rule. You are never supposed to take more than 1/3 off of your leaf blade in a single cut. So if your grass is, let's say, 30 mils tall, you want to take off 1/3 and mow it no shorter than 20 mils, or whatever your height is. You just work it out for yourself, and that goes hand in hand with mowing frequency. So if you mow like I do, try and mow every second day, then you can get away with a lot lower height of cut. I actually haven't measured my height of cut on this one. I'll do that, but yes, so if you don't like to mow frequent, mow taller. So I just want to show you the current length of my grass, or how tall it is, and I'm mowing at the moment, I guess, just under 30 mils, about a 27 or 26 mils, and at the moment it looks like it's roughly 30 mils tall. I've actually just measured the height of cut on my cylinder reel mower, and it is on 21 mils to be exact. Okay, so tip number 3 has to do with your mower. Now yeah, I've got the rotary mower, and I know most people cut with rotary mowers, so I'm going to just do a demonstration on this, and that's regarding the sharpness of your blade. Okay, so here I've got a brand new blade, which comes pre-sharpened, but if your blade is dull, get it sharpened. Maybe look at a couple of YouTube DIY videos how to sharpen your blade. My cylinder mower I've had sharpened, so that's sharp, and that is going to ensure that you don't tear the grass blades. So I just want to show you, if I can find one. Here's a good example of a grass leaf being cut clean, so it doesn't tear the grass blade. So that you want to make sure that your lawnmower blades are sharp. Okay, so the next tip is about trimming or edging or whatever you want to call it, and this is very much looked over, to be honest with you. I always say this is a very, very important part. You want to get your trimming line as close as possible to the same height as your height of cut, so the same length as your lawn. That'll look so much more uniform, and you'll have a pristine looking lawn. So yeah, I just want to show you an example of my edging. I try to just cut straight down. I've only got a string trimmer, but I'm doing this and it comes out quite nice. I'm not very good with it, but in any case, so I'm cutting it straight down, and then I come over with the cylinder mower and just cut over the edge of this, and it looks quite nice. That's my favorite style of edging. Okay, so tip number 5 isn't regarding any mowers or anything. It is regarding striping, and that is probably my favorite part of mowing, is getting different designs. I try different things all the time. I mean, it's my lawn. At the end of the day, I can do with it what I want, isn't it? So yeah, I've just gone with normal singles, going back and forth. That's also the quickest way, and it's probably one of my favorites, but I'm playing around with it all the time. I've got Kikuyu grass, which is not really known for striping, but when it's healthy like this and it's in a nice space, it's growing quickly, then you can get it to stripe. It's the only problem is it only lasts for about 2 days or so, then you have to do it all over again. But that's the fun part. We love mowing. It's time to go for a mow. I don't know, this dog bothers me. This can't be comfortable. And she's falling asleep. Right, so I just want to pick up this video from where we left off just before I started to, wanted to start and go for a mow. It's 2 days later now, and I just want to explain to you what happened since that. So I started up my mower, and it started up and then it died. So I thought I had a carburetor problem, and then I thought I'll just take apart the whole thing and give it a nice clean. So here's a video of what I did. Yes, this is the South African lawn, and I have spotted some difficulty with my lawnmower, and it might be due to this filthy looking carburetor of mine. So I'm gonna clean this up. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully this is the problem. So prior to doing that, I decided to just check whether I had a spark plug problem, and I took the spark plug out, and I actually pulled out one of my bogey cords of one of the older vehicles standing there, the old Daewoo. So I pulled out a bogey cord, I plugged the lawnmower spark plug in there, and it sparked fine, and I thought, okay, well, it's not the spark plug, so I'll have to work on the carburetor. I was 99% confident it was that. So I took the whole carburetor apart. I cleaned the whole thing with carburetor cleaner. It took me only about an hour, but it felt like a year. So I put the carburetor back together, plugged it in, gave it a pull. It started up and died again. I didn't know what the problem was. I thought maybe I should just try one of the spark plugs from the whole car. So I took out the spark plug and I popped it into the mower. It wasn't even the right specification of the manufacturer, but yeah, I just wanted to try it out. So I popped it in, it started up first pull. So I knew straight away, okay, it was the spark plug. So I went today and I bought the right spark plug, and I popped it in here, and now I'm good to go. So just a small tip, if you're ever struggling with your lawnmower not starting or something's wrong, please just change your spark plugs before you do anything. It's gonna change, it's gonna save you heaps of time. I've wasted some, damn dogs, don't bother me while I'm shooting. It's gonna save you heaps of time. I promise you, it's the easiest thing to change. It's gonna take the least time. If it's not that, they're really inexpensive. Just change that first, and if that doesn't work, then you go into the more difficult things. Let's go for a mow. Okay, you go for it. Just play there. Get up for you once again. Okay, cool. So that basically wraps up the mowing, and I think it looks pretty good, even though it's been 4 days since I've mowed because of my mower problemos. I'm just happy that's sorted out. You good boy. Sorry about the spark pluggy there. I'll keep you new from now on. Okay, so here's a close-up of the lawn just after this last cut, and it is looking very nice. Just cut over just 20 mils, so it's roughly an inch, just under an inch. Looks pretty good. Okay, so this is the lawn outside, and it looks very, very nice. The real mower doesn't like this one that much, so I do sometimes mow this with the rotary mower, but it looks actually fantastic. Just because it's taller, it looks a little bit darker. So I just want to show you what happened here. We had obviously a week to 8 days or 9 days of rain, so I didn't get a chance to mow this part, and actually it got scalped a bit. As you can see, it's a little bit yellow and whatever, and it has been a couple of days, I think 3 or 4 days, and it doesn't grow back as quickly. Well, that basically wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for everyone who watched the previous video, and I'll see you next week. Cheers for now. Bye bye.